This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Good afternoon, wherever you might be right around the country. An Indigenous round is in full swing, the sights and sounds and everything that it adds as we work through what has been an NBL round so far that continues to surprise us. Wherever you might be, hello to you. Great to see the Indigenous flag on the NBL courts right around the country. And of course, the man in the stands. Hello to you, wherever you might be around Australia, and we are now heading towards game 2 of our triple header. The Cairns Taipans have had a tough season, and it's about to be tougher because two men are in rare form. One of them is that man, Jalen Adams, in his first year in the NBL, and the other man is Xavier Cooks.
Adams got past Norton.
Oh my goodness.
And one.
Tough finish.
Cooks on the move. Graceful.
Wow, great finish.
Adams for 3. Yes. Cooks trying to get busy on Dane Pinot. What about that?
Oh my!
Oh, Jay! Oh, he knows it. They are the real deal, and that man on screen right there is a big reason why.
Wow. Oh my.
Here we go. Here we go.
He is feeling it.
What can they manage? A turnover.
Oh my.
That's the last thing they wanted.
Heads up play, Jalen Adams.
He's such an athlete.
Adams, that little up fake head take. And putting the hammer down. Goodness, Cooks.
Oh, my goodness.
One last chance on the fly. Can you believe it?
Sydney are going to win it. Pandemonium at Kudos Bank Arena.
Adams is he the man? Step back 3. Oh, heartbreaker.
Warm that plane up. We are out of here.
Jalen Adams has had a tough day. Gets to the basket. Oh, goodness, Jalen Adams. What a play.
They're fun, they're energetic, they're athletic, they're clutch, and they make a big part of the reason the Sydney Kings are so hot right now. And it's exciting as I'm joined. Those two men right there, there is Jalen Adams. He continues his form, he is in MVP consideration, and I'm joined by a man who's won an MVP in this league and another one who as well, that's named after him. Corey Homicide Williams, Andrew Gaze, good afternoon to you.
Hey, let me tell you, this is one of those games where if you're the Sydney Kings, you've got to pay attention to detail. The Cairns Taipans, that you look at their record at 4-9, and they've got some issues that they need to address, but there is enough to deal with him. But yeah, as we talked, a lot of conversation is going to be about Jalen Adams and Xavier Cooks, because those two players have been nothing short of extraordinary. There you see the numbers, and Cooks in particular, the work on the glass. Jalen Adams, he's not shooting. If you just look at the stats, he's only shooting at 40%, 33% from the three-point line, but a lot of those are skewed because he of some of the games early on. But look, not only is he putting up 20 points a game, he's also got the 6 assists. So he's right into Corey's wheelhouse when it comes to over-the-top hype, and he does an extraordinary job of doing the over-the-top hype for someone. But then, as soon as they falter a little bit, he'll drop off them. But look at this.
They're both in the DoorDash starting 5 here, Gazy.
And they are. And Homicide, DJ Vasiljevic in the starting 5, he's a guy where you can see some upside for the Kings.
Yes, it's great to see him back from the injury and the ending that he had last season, and he's a legitimate threat from the land of plenty. He can score in so many different ways. Great to see him in the lineup.
They're deep as well. That is a DoorDash starting 5. DoorDash March Madness. 20% off everything. Use code MADNESS. While the Sydney Kings are hot, an undermanned Cairns Taipans comes in today. Adam Ford back in Kudos Bank Arena again. They're undermanned, but they battle Homicide. As we have a look at the DoorDash starting 5, there is no McCall, there is no Jerich, and Scotty Machado again at rest on his shoulder, but even he has had his injury concerns this year.
Yeah, he's just come back maybe 2-3 games ago, and he's going to have his hands full. Scott Machado's my guy, but tonight, you're going to get tested at both ends.
Well, he certainly is. And you look at that lineup, and McCall's a big one that's going to be missed from from what we've seen recently, and just about trying to control the tempo. If the Cairns Taipans try and run with this Sydney Kings team,
that's not a good look.
We're going to be talking about all sorts of things rather than this game if that's the case, because I think Sydney Kings could really get hold of them. But Cairns traditionally have been good at slowing the game down, and I'm talking pre-Adam Ford day, so it's different. But even when you see the structure that Adam Ford puts into place, that I think that he'd be conscious and fully aware that he does not want to make this an athletic contest, because at the end of the day, the Sydney Kings have got better athletes, and if it's an athletic contest, he has no chance for the Cairns Taipans to win. If they can make it a half-court grind, get hot on the offensive end, and get some stops, then they give themselves a chance.
And that's what you want to do against the hottest team in the NBL. 5 straight wins. You want to give yourself a chance on the road to win.
Well, the Cairns Titans, they only averaging 76 points a game. So that puts enormous pressure on your defense, because you're showing over a very large sample size, almost halfway through the season for them, that you're struggling to score. So coming out here and making it a scoring contest and trying to do what the Adelaide 36ers have just done and thrown up 85 field goal attempts, that is going to put even further pressure on your defense. So strategically, it's going to be a big ask for the Cairns Taipans to how they're going to try and make this a contest.
Indigenous round, the jerseys, each and every one of them look amazing. The stories behind them, of course, you can jump on NBL.com.au and check out all the great stories behind the design and the designers of all these great Indigenous jerseys as we're off. And that man, Scotty Machado, is going to carry a fair load today for the Taipans. Will get first opportunity. Swakala Bullock on him as well, so that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Tough. Deng, no good. Zimmerman, left hand on the offensive glass, and he's able to get it to go for the first score of the afternoon.
Well, Zimmerman's had his critics, but one thing he does do is really well is he rebounds the ball, and he's averaging 11 points a game at 50%. And he's the sort of guy that you think of the Cairns Taipans, in your imports, you're looking for something perhaps a little bit more spectacular. But as far as being able to contribute, I think that he's a solid player. He's pulled on an NBA jersey.
He has. Adams, step back, 3, net.
And so will that man in a few months. He knows the scouts is in the building. He knows they're in the country. Playing at a high level.
Zimmerman, guarded by Martin. 2 big boys down in the post. Little finesse on the reverse. Nice play by Zimmerman. He's got the first 4 for the Taipans.
He's got good touch around the basket. And even against those bigger guys, he's got the body, he can use his size to create some space.
Cook's no good. Quatnoy, full head of steam, gets to the bucket, takes a little bump. He'll earn himself a couple of freebies from 15 foot. And Homicide, we've spoken a lot with Juk Deng, Quatnoy. They've got to stand up and shoulder a lot of this responsibility to help out Scott Machado.
And as you can see right now, nice step back. Stretch hand of the defender, but it's good to see that man back on court. He's been on the sideline for quite some time. Quite noise, so much potential. He's just been injury riddled so far in his NBL career.
Want to spend a bit of time in the weight room as well. Looks like he's filled out a little bit.
Yeah, he has. Shoulders got bigger and broader.
But when you spend some time away from the game, like you did last season, you just sit in that gym, try and keep in shape and work on other parts and his body development.
He'll stay with the Kings. Martin, 3, short. And now the Taipans will try. Thought they were going to run, they're going to slow it down. In the end, Machado thought Deng was going to head to the bucket.
That's just a really poor pass. I'm not even sure who he thought was going there, just threw it out of bounds. But getting back to my earlier point, it's a risky pass at best, and trying to fly it down there and pick up those early baskets, it gets the tempo going in favour of the Sydney Kings.
Vasiljevic, step back, 18-footer, just inside the three-point line. He's able to get it to go. We spoke in the pre-game, and it's good to see him back playing great basketball back in the DoorDash starting 5 for this Sydney team, who desperately missed him in the second half of last year. Machado to Noy, good kick out. Zimmerman, what a play! Third offensive rebound, looks one way, flicked it the other way, and Majuk Deng was the benefactor with the easy 2.
Fantastic find by the center, Zimmerman.
I can't. Early on in the season, a lot of people putting some criticism on Zimmerman. I couldn't see it, and he's showing with pass and action like we've seen just in his first couple of minutes of what he's capable of. That's an elite level pass, and no look at knowing where your teammate is.
Ooh.
That is a thing of beauty. Have a look at this. Little deflection on Durrell.
Might have got a tad lucky, but he got there in the end.
Nah, but the idea was there.
Okay,
It wasn't like it was just a fluke.
Yeah.
His intent was clear, and he just looks at the bench and
4 points, 4 boards, and assist as we've seen there in the first 2 and a little bit minutes. Great start by the big man. Great move. This guy, Cool's been on fire in the last month or so. He's been a shining light on what has been a tough season with some injuries, but he has been one of the shining lights. Jarrell Martin at the other end's able to get it done, and then forces a tough shot from the Taipans, and now Cooks will push. Martin, 3. Zimmerman, rebound number 5 in the early stages.
Man handling his business early. And you know what? That's great ball movement. Good offense. One side of the court to the other.
It's fun to watch this young man go about it. He's automatic. He's got the green light from Adam Ford. Didn't lose any confidence from missing the previous and was able to find the bottom of the net there. 4-point lead, early days, Kudos Bank Arena. Here's Adams, already has 1. Now he's got 2.
Tough. Got to close out hard. It's a mismatch down there. Xavier Cooks finds the hot hand.
Right door. Zimmerman is doing whatever he wants. That time was a bounce pass. Machado went back door and he put it right on the money.
Great find. 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Zimmerman early.
Keep it moving.
Now Martin's going to face up on him. 1-on-1, the 2 big men, long way from where they do their best work. Cooks does his best work all over the floor, and it's proven there with a straight-on 3. And they're able to knock it down.
it's been one of the challenges for Cooks this season from the three-point line. He's 10 of 35, but you can see with that stroke when he's wide open, you have to respect him.
Beautiful pass.
Well, all across the board with this Cairns Taipans team. I love the man movement as well as the ball movement. And what it's doing is perfectly, it's creating some cheaper scoring opportunities for them.
Vasiljevic, double clutch, little reverse, kisses it off the window, and we're all tied at 15.
And unfortunately for the Taipans, that just the ease at which Sydney are getting good scoring opportunities as well. The first team that can find a way to take control on the defensive end is going to have the advantage.
Adams. That one a little bit long. Jarrell Martin's going to keep it alive. Another opportunity. Bangs into Zimmerman, uses the body perfectly, turns to the baseline and gets the little jump right hook to go.
That's a nice take. Got the offensive rebound. You have to put pressure one-on-one with Zimmerman. Because on the other end, Zimmerman right now is controlling the game and having his way.
Quatnoy, no good. Long rebound, out of bounds. 2-point lead for the Kings. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Let's go courtside. Oscar Foreman is the fourth member of our commentary team this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Oscar.
Hey, guys. Look, talking to three of the different Cairns players pre-game, unprompted, they all said, we're feeling very confident. We haven't had a full squad at training, or close to a full squad, even at training. Coming to this game, we feel like we can actually get a win and be decent on the road. So, look, looking good for them early and see how that confidence carries over.
Thank you. Mirko Jeric with the quad, looking like a month. Hand injury, bit of a muscle sprain. from McCall as Martin lets go. No good. Natai on for the first time gets his first touch. Misfire on the three again. 1 of 5 early days. It was the Wildcats in the early game. Bryce Cotton, well, just doing Bryce Cotton things as they go on the road and beat the 36ers. Pinder, guarded by Glover. Cross-court pass was ambitious, ended up in Machado's hand in the end, and that was a good result as he's able to get the 3 to go.
Well, what will be pleasing for Adam Ford is he's keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Scoring has been super hard for the Cairns Taipans. In fact, over the past 4 games, they've only been averaging at 67 points a game, with their biggest number in that period, 73 points. And this one here, they've already got 18 on the board. And it's the efficiency. 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from the 3. And they're winning the rebound count. So they're ticking a lot of boxes in this first part of the first quarter.
Adam Ford, let's have a listen.
With Martin at the 5, we can call late, but we haven't had to yet. So let's just stay with the fact that Zim's going to be in drops and you're going to be able to reconnect back to your man. Only on-balls and handoffs. Hey, let's just go straight to zip strong, okay? So we're finding you on this one if you got the cross match. I'm going dunker, right? Opposite dunker? Yes. Yeah. Wait, start high for me. Bull, Scott, feed it in, right? And then you go dunker. And then wait, once Zim goes here, Bull, you be the next one to cut through. Allow the timing of that. Cross match is in our advantage, Fennels. Hey, what's it, 3 minutes? Yeah, great job. Let's get to the foul line a bit more. Let's get to the foul line. Oh, man, Taipans on 3, 1, 2, 3. All good work.
Coach Adam Ford back in Sydney for the first time. Opposing bench, different locker room. But his ability, Drew, to have his team, regardless if it's Sydney last year or Cairns in the early stages this year, to play hard, undermanned or otherwise, is a big quality for this young man.
No, certainly with Adam Ford and the way in which that he has been very demonstrative in the expectations he's expecting of the Cairns Taipans, and unafraid in post-game press conference or publicly to express the concerns that he has. And that is a very fine line as a coach. You've got to walk that balance, because you really need to know the personality of your team and understand how they're going to respond to that, because in this day and age, not all players respond to that type of public criticism.
He's come from under the school of Trevor Gleeson.
Which you know very well.
Yes. Holds no punches.
Jordan Natai trying to plead his case, falling on deaf ears as he just barreled over. Clark, here we go. This man is having an outstanding first year. Jalen Adams in the NBL.
Well, it wasn't without a rough start,
hiccup.
A rough start, mainly due to injuries. And everyone was questioning, well, is this guy all that he was hyped up to be? But
worth the wait.
It has been worth the wait, and that's the beauty of a coach knowing the player. Because Chase Buford had coached him with the Herd, and he knew what he was about. He knew eventually it was going to come good.
Speaking of coming good, this guy's been great from the opening tip of the season. Xavier Cook's able to get it to go. He's got 5. And the Kings reclaim the lead. First quarter, Kudos Bankarita. Pinder. Couldn't finish it. Now Cooks will run. This is what he loves to do, snatch and run. Transition game for the Kings. Ends up in the hands. He turned down the first one and the second one, did Adams. Clark won't. That's long. Long rebound. Glover right at the bucket. Uses the non-preferred right. Kisses it off the window. And it's a 3-point Kings lead. They're keeping opportunities. Going to the offensive glass has led to 4 extra points for the Kings in this first quarter. Machado, 2-man game with Zimmerman. Gets all the way to the bucket.
Nice.
Real class. He did it, and he wasn't using explosive quickness. He was just using his skills. There's an offensive foul. This time, It's going to be on Clark, the moving screen, trying to help out Adams a little too much. And here it is here, just walks in there under control, not a sense of panic when he gets in there amongst the tall timber.
And one thing with Scott Machado, he's always poised. He never looks panicked or rushed. Always in control.
And he's in control right now, guarded by Sean Bruce. Pinder, nice little lob. And back to him as well as he cuts. Great pass. Outstanding pass from Deng. Pinder able to move without the ball, took the slap on the wrist. We could hear it from here, and he'll go to line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, the great thing about Cairns, and talk about Coach Adam Ford, Pinder has found a home with Coach Ford and the Taipans.
He has.
Last year, it was a struggle for him early with Adelaide. Second half, he finished strong, but this season, under Coach Ford, he's found a home, and he's played his best basketball here in Cairns.
Well, 8.5 points, 6 and a bit rebounds, but it's that spark. I think he's playing his role more appropriately this season. Last season, he'd come out and he'd be some wild shots and three-point attempts, and this season, it's been a little bit more composure about his role, and he brings that spark, that energy off the bench that can change games. You've got to take he's one of those players, though, having said all that, you've got to take the good with the bad.
Yep.
Clark turned it down, he'll hold it, guarded by Nartai. Some of those wild shooting games, as Clark will go to line for 2, was when he started, and Adelaide needed him to actually do something with Isaac Humphries being out injured. He's the perfect bench player. You talk about finding his role, Drewy.
Yeah.
He found in the second half of the year last year by coming off the bench and giving that spark, and he does it again here. He doesn't feel the pressure to have to score when he's playing with the second unit, and it's a much different player. And he's almost the most fun player to watch in the league when he's getting above the rim and he's doing some of those things, Drew, that you have to take the bad with the good.
You're stretching your imagination a bit if you think he's the funnest player in the league.
He's fun to watch.
Have you not seen some of the Jalen Adams?
I love saying, I'm not saying he's out and out the funnest player in the league, but he's in. I don't. Maybe if I did say it, I'll erase it. But he's fun to watch.
He's one of.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, nice.
He loves going hashtag next level as well.
Yes.
Which is always fun. Kings by a point. Here he is on cue. Little two-man game with Machado. Pulls up, 17-footer, leaves it a little short. That's what Pinder does. Couldn't finish it, though, because Xavier Cooks, talking about fun players, met at the rim and said no. And it leads to a 3, wide open by Clark, no good.
Clark's come out very aggressive on the offensive end. Wow, quick transition 3-ball.
Shook Dang in that corner.
Bruce. 14-second difference between the shot and game clock, so the Taipans will get another opportunity. They lead by 2. Here's Cooks on Pinder. Takes a little bump. He's so crafty and creative, and he gets to the spots he wants to get to, and that's a perfect example there.
Told him he caught him at the end, but you see Dang in that corner. One-on-one, both the big guys going at it. Cooks and Pinder.
2 players there, the sons of two players that have made enormous contributions on the basketball floor in the NBL. And great to see their offspring doing some good things. This man here, he just so smooth. Rebounds the ball, plays with a good basketball IQ. And
that's why, with the NBA scouts keeping an eye on NBL22, Xavier Cooks he has got to be getting some serious looks.
Well, his versatility, the way in which he can guard 2 through 4, maybe at a pinch here in our league he can guard 2 through 5, but over there at the next level up, just so athletic. Need that athleticism in the NBA.
Here's Machado, shot clock is off, guarded by Bruce. Uses the Nartai screen. Little A little pick and pop, little half rub screen from Majuk Deng, got to his spot, then turned down the through to close out D, and in the end shuffled the feet.
Just great closeout defense by Cooks getting out there. Understood Deng hit the corner, 3 last possession.
Oh, gee. There was a shuffle of feet, and yes, it was travel, but it wasn't a lot in it. We've seen a lot worse not called. He did.
Glover looks. What a pass! Sets up Cooks, who uses the left and just misses. What has been a very entertaining first 10 minutes. Sydney Kings 25, likewise the Cairns Taipans at Kudos Bank Arena. The second quarter coming your way next. This man has been great. First 4 points of the game. Hitting the offensive glass. Where's he going? He's going to find Majuk Deng. Perfectly done. 4 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. That's a first quarter from the big man from Cairns, Steven Zimmerman. There's Judith, Kings fan from the beginning, back in the 80s at Homebush Basketball Stadium, Gazy. You remember playing out there?
My word, I do.
I'm now bringing the next generation along. That's her daughter Elizabeth and her bestie Bethany. Congratulations, Judith. $50 Kmart gift card is all yours.
I remember playing the Sydney Supersonics at Alexandra Stadium back in 1984.
Get the dub?
Yeah, on that year we did, yeah.
Away we go to kickstart quarter number 2. We're all tied. Bruce, Aswaka-Lubulik.
Cairns have been impressive
Cooks, Martin,
in
and
this
Bales.
first quarter.
Yes, they have.
They really have at both ends.
It's gone perfectly to script. You look at the numbers right across the board. Shooting at 50%. They got their 25 points for a team that's only averaging 67 in the last 4 games. It's offensively all gone to plan.
Bang.
Oh, wow. 2 of 4.
I like the confidence this kid has got.
From the 3. That's my pick for Rookie of the Year.
Great pass, Bruce to Cooks. Well, here's another one that, when given the opportunities, Corey, has just said, you know what, I'm just going to run with this and I'm going to play my type of basketball. If I start and play 30 minutes, or I'm buried a bit in the rotation, he's been so good. Bruce pulls up off the dribble and knocks it down.
Now, nice hit and transition by Bruce. This is a quarter where Sydney struggles to put points on the board offensively. Let's keep an eye on that.
Do you have a reason for that?
Not sure. Just dried up for them all season in the second quarter.
Well, they go through that. They have patches like that. It may not even be in the second quarter. They just go through periods where things aren't always working out for them.
Let's get our hand up. Brucey, great job on the pocket. Way to look for late for X. Those rolls are there, guys. They're switches, and they're fucked up. They don't know what they want to do. Look for that pocket. Early hooks, they get fucked up. They come into the system that way. Yeah, keep rolling hard. Keep rolling hard. All right, hey, right here, I want to go one possession Chicago. Let's get up. We're not guarding the ball. Whoever's taking it out, you're in there face guard and see if we can get a steal. One trap, and we're back to 40. Here we go.
Well, the Sydney Kings think that a lot of the defensive action by the Cairns Taipans is a little messed up. But I think that they do know. It's just the execution. You can see sometimes they're switching, they're not getting underneath, not being able to prevent the roll. And Chase Buford there sees that as a weakness, so he's looking on those on-ball screens for the roller. Now, whether it's coming from the guy, the ball handler, or the next pass, he just wants to make sure and trying to exploit any confusion or lack of execution on the defensive end that they can take advantage of it.
2-point Kings lead. Pressure up the floor. They're able to beat it fairly comfortably. Here's Quatnoy. Zimmerman, great first quarter. And they're going to go through him again here. Guarded by Martin. No double team. Nice and deliberate, but in the end gets a double team and got Cooks in the air, and in the end almost landed on top of Zimmerman, and that will be on Cooks.
And he's a big body. And Jarrell Martin, he just plays behind. If he catches it, they decide to send a double team. Now, to me, Jarrell Martin's that big guy that just half-run it, push him a little bit further off that box, and then you don't have to send that double team.
Machado uses the Zimmerman screen and creatively in the air with the left hand. He got to where he wanted, couldn't finish the way he did desire, and now it's Martin. He's going to try and back Quatnoy in. Oh, I pulled the chair and got him on the travel.
Defense, he sure got him, a la Casper Ware. He was the best I've seen do that.
Well, it is. You're looking for that contact. You think it's going to be there, and all of a sudden they step away, and you just lose your feet. And it's a good defensive move. Because even though the size is not that much difference, but with Jarrell Martin down in that low box, he's just got that really nice hands, that touch around the basket, so he can score in those awkward little chip shot range. He's actually quite good at.
Oh, it drops the shoulder. Oh, that's a little bit of contact. Swackle Bullock a little shook up. We have a look at this. This is a nice take of two young men who are having outstanding seasons.
Yeah. Ball quality. Here is a guy that, if you're out there and you're an emerging player and you're playing in the NBL1, he was good with the Knox Raiders in the NBL1 last season. He's good, but not off the charts. Ridiculous numbers. And I saw him a couple of games and thought, oh yeah, he's a nice player, but he gets into a fully professional environment. He's got a beautiful stroke, like good hands, nice follow through, and playing in a role and in a system with people around you. Sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. There's a lot of good players out there that don't get opportunities, but he's made the most of an opportunity in a system that exploits his skills well.
And pressure up the floor. A risky little pass. He was nearly able to get the steal there. They're going to stay up the floor, though. Sydney had a little bit of trouble here trying to break it. There's the double team. They do it fairly comfortably, although he did shuffle the feet. Did Swackle a Bullock. In the end, it rattled around and it was just long enough for Jarrell Martin to put a lid on the DJ3.
Good job by Martin, crashing the old boards, not giving up on the play. That's exactly what you're supposed to do against the press. Apply pressure on the offensive end. DJ walks into that open three. Martin finishes the play.
Always tough when you've got that extended defense and it goes over the top with such ease. You really need to be, at the very least, intimidating that pass down the line to get it over the top. Otherwise, it's a numerical advantage.
Zimmerman is giving
Now Maker's got to try and
Kings.
guard him, and he's straight up touch foul in his first seconds on the court.
He's putting pressure on the front line.
Adam Ford, nice little welcome back present. Behaviour warning from the referees. And that is an offensive foul. It's kicked out.
Good defense.
Qual, and trick the replay. This is something that's really crept in, or did creep into basketball, Drew, in the last decade or so, and the referees and the leagues have been hot on it recently.
Yep, back in our day, I would have been in trouble because, gee, he didn't really kick it out.
At all.
I'm not sure that was a kick out.
Well, all's well that ends well for Kansas. I'm with you, Drewy. I don't think it was there. But the pressure again continues to frustrate the Kings.
It's just disruptive. Don't really see this a lot at this level of basketball, that full court extended defense for this amount of time, and don't always practice a lot against it. And they're getting advantage of it.
Now they'll push from Majuk Deng, who was able to slam home his 7th point on the previous possession. Kenny runs down the errant pass and will start again. Will the Taipans? The shot clock gets to 10. Zimmerman, big first quarter. Couldn't get that to go. Kept alive. They are just letting it fly. The Taipans, 12 three-pointers in the first quarter and a bit. Adams floater short. Zimmerman's gobbling everything up right now. 6 boards all ready for the big man.
4 defensive.
And he wants it. Guarded by Maker. Jalen Adams double teams. Leaves Kenny 3 open. Nails it.
And another good possession on the offensive end. Getting it inside, throwing it back outside. Getting that action, and Kenny knocks it down. His first field goal in the afternoon.
Adams, great pass. Maker put it on the floor when he probably didn't have to. Took a little bump from Majuk Deng. He'll go to the foul line for 2 with a great pass from Jalen Adams.
Zimmerman, 4 points, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. You see Deng with the dunk and the kick out from Zimmerman.
Good kick out. And
young fella.
Down low there.
Working hard. He goes to the line for 2.
4 points, 2 or 3 from the field as Zimmerman. 6 boards, 4 assists.
That's nice.
It's a nice start for the big man as they play through him.
It is, and these days, with the bigs playing on the perimeter a lot more, the dribble handoffs, to be able to hit the back cut, or even when you're above the free throw line and out beyond the three-point line on some occasions, to make the extra pass, it's almost a critical skill now for 5 men, as opposed to years gone by when you could just plonk them in the middle and play off them down low. The passing skills are...
Avitas Sabonis really changed it, didn't
the European game definitely influenced and changed.
Nikola Jokic is just
the joker.
Taking it to a new level in the NBA for big man in the way in which they can be a one-man.
Great pass.
Oh! Put him in the bucket! That is how you go up and finish, Cam Luke.
I've heard, I see, broken play. Adams tried to find Maker. He held his composure and thought, you know what, I'll give it to my big, bustling teammate to throw it down 2 hands and head to the foul line for a potential bonus.
Well, that's what you like to see your big do, go up just with authority and stuff it in the hole.
Both centers are putting on for their respective teams. Jarrell Martin, 11 minutes of action, 4 of 8 from the field, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Zimmerman, 4 points, as we mentioned, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Kenny, shot clock into single figures. Wants Zimmerman, couldn't get to him. Finds Machado, top of the key. Couldn't finish it from 12-foot Machado. Now for Zilovic. Full head of steam all the way to the bucket. Left hand, little errant. It was tough over Zimmerman in the end. And now Machado will push the other way.
My goodness.
That was a lob over the tough hands of the defender to get to Zimmerman. Don't reward that.
That's just a terrible pass on the side. That was just...
I like what Homicide's trying to do. No. He may be the best passer in the league, but that was not one of his finest moments.
Sometimes he's a great decision maker, Homicide, but that was not one of the better examples, no matter how way you try and polish it.
Trying to polish it.
And to watch Andrew Gates' facial expressions as you were dropping that particular knowledge on him was great to watch.
I love his enthusiasm and the way in which he generally tries to find...
Tried to polish a turd.
But that was not a good example.
No, it wasn't.
You're a glass half full guy, Homicide, but you were stretching on that particular occasion. As Zimmerman's nice night continues, he nails both foul shots and we're all knotted up at 36. Zilovic turns that one down, gives it back to his point guard, and Adams will work the little two-man game with Xavier Cooks. Step back over Natai. Short. Oh, Jarrell Martin's in put-back mode. Was ambitious, couldn't quite get it to go, and now it's Machado. There's pressure. Machado wide open as they swung it, couldn't hit it. The pressure of the Kings lifting. All tied away at 36. That'll be an offensive foul as Martin just bangs straight into Machado, and he's feeling that one.
The Machado again this season, you can see his smarts on the court when he's distributing the ball, but what he hasn't done well is shoot the ball. 29% from the field, 20% from the three-point line, and you're looking at this Cairns lineup. They're not the sort of numbers that they need from their main man.
No,
now, I know he's had some injuries, and there are some
I agree with you, Gabe.
explanations, but right now, he's not playing his best basketball.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for him.
He's playing on one leg. I don't think he's anywhere near 100% fit.
No, he just came back.
He just came back, and the fact is that he kind of has to come back.
Has to come back.
Because he is who he is, and he makes the whole franchise tick. It's a tough situation.
Gotta play through it. And he's battling as best as he can.
And right now, the Cairns Taipans are in really good shape.
Fantastic shape
for what they're up
what
against.
they have.
And the question is, can they maintain this? They've been able to keep that scoreboard, you know, relatively speaking, ticking over. They're 42% from the field and 5 of 13, so they've shot it reasonably well, 38% from the three-point line. But you just worry about their ability to maintain this for 40 minutes. Yeah.
And that's where you miss T.J. McCall.
Of course. He provides that versatility.
He does.
It's a similar theory to what we witnessed last night. Melbourne United, the best teams in the league, they're deep and they play longer and stronger and better for 4 quarters. And Brisbane just got worn down into the 4th quarter last night, a little undermanned without Nathan Sobey. And these are the challenges when you have some of your main guys out. You've got to be able to conjure up 40 minutes of high-quality basketball. Because if you don't, the better teams, Sydney, United, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, the Wildcats, the Hawks, they get on top of you.
But what it does show, though, is the parity. You know, the 4 and 9, there's a big difference in their win-loss records, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there is a huge difference in a game like this. They will eventually wear you down, and talent sometimes prevails, but still, you've got to be absolutely on your game, or else a team like the Cairns Taipans will get a hold of you.
Cooks, who was ugly, couldn't quite finish it. Maker, opportunity. That wasn't ugly. Little tip in. He's happy with Xavier Cooks, as well he should be.
Man, that energy and effort that he brings, you got to damn near face guard him when you're blocking out. Great effort right there. Classic example of not giving up on the play.
Machado takes the bump. Heard from the referee. It'll stay on the floor. Taipans in the Well, the Kings in the bonus. They'll head to the foul line. Will the Taipans. Nice.
As soon as you take your eye off him, he's active.
And they're a team, Homicide, that really do hit the glass. Not just Xavier Cooks, I'm talking offensively. Jarrell Martin, Maker's come back on. He's got 4 boards in limited minutes. They're a long, athletic team who like to keep opportunities and possessions alive.
And with the length and athleticism that team has, you have to make sure you put a body on them. Sydney over the limit. Important 3:25 left in this first half.
All tied up again. Machado makes 2. Here's his pressure up the floor that has been disruptive towards the Kings. That's a little bump. Xavier Cooks tries to throw a down court pass.
So Machado gets called for the foul here. Have a look. Just going at it and tried to get out of the way.
He did. But he was already in the way with the momentum of Xavier Cooks. His feet leaving the floor. Tied up, 3 minutes to go. Second quarter, second game of our NBL triple header. Adams off the Cook screen. That one's a little bit long. Had 2 in the first quarter. Hasn't been able to find the radar since. Vasilovic, he can't do it either. And Machado gathers and regroups and sets up. A great pass to Zimmerman, who's able to use the left hand perfectly.
Beautiful touch by the big man, and how's to find the good roll.
Cooks no good on the floater, and that's going to come off the hand of Cooks, and it'll go back to the Taipans.
This is a good little spell by the Cairns Taipans. They're able to pick him off. Here it is. Here's the pass, and the finish is superb. The pass is really good, but the finish with the left hand, Maker goes at it, challenges as much as he could, and still good enough to drop it in.
Zimmerman is getting it done in this first half.
Almost suggested they're not playing through him enough.
8.7 rebounds, 4 assists. 4 assists. Passing the ball well.
Martin stripped perfectly to Machado, who came from the blind side. The Taipans will run a little bit, and that's another very uncharacteristic.
Check with Corey.
Well, the intent was there. It's a little bit too hot.
It's come off the
And
roof.
that's the rust. That's the rust. Lack of flow. Hasn't been on the court in a while.
It didn't get deep enough. You got to keep dribbling that ball until the defense stops you. Make that guy that's sitting in that underneath the basket come out to you first and then throw it up.
Adams makes them pay at the other end as well.
He's up to 8 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown. We got a tied ball game.
Ding. Now they want to push through Sean Bruce. Adams just leaves it to Cooks and just found him. Just a little bit behind him did the ball. He's able to use his basketball IQ to throw it off the foot of a Taipan, and it'll stay at the baseline.
Well, they're in complete attack mode. There's not a lot of sophistication for the Sydney Kings in the half court. And that's going to go the way of the Sydney Kings. And you can tell that time, Clark just trying to get into the paint, I think it was. And just, everything's just one-on-one ISO ball. We heard that last time out a while ago. Chase Buford wanted to get into more on-ball screens and test them. Haven't seen a lot of that since that time out. And just relying on relentless pressure on the rim and the one-on-one action. I'm sure they've got the balance right so far in this first half, the Sydney Kings.
Kenny and Pinder, pick and roll. And Cooks again, that long, athletic, defensive ability allows him to get a fingertip on it there.
In contrast, the Cairns Taipans, I think, have done a good job of finding that a few too many turnovers. They got 5, but some of those have just been through really bad decisions. But, oh, do you like that?
Speaking of it,
But by and large, the Cairns Taipans are getting it through some hands, getting some cutting action, loosening up the defense before they get into attack mode.
And that's why, and we're talking about they having to control the tempo. That's exactly what they've done in this first half.
Machado. Pinder. Takes the bump.
From Martin here, coach on the side. He gets it at the high post, looking to pass. Go to work, is what he yelled.
But if he can make a free throw, so he flashes to the high post. Jarrell Martin was waiting for him under the basket. If he could turn around and just shoot a free throw.
Right.
He's got an uncontested shot. See, he's wide open there. Martin's wide, but he just goes ahead and attacks him. Now, he gets to the free throw line and picks up another foul on Martin, so it worked out well, but he turned down a really easy shooting and scoring opportunity. He turned it into a pretty tough one, and fortunately on this occasion for him, it worked out well.
Breaks the heart of the Sydney Kings fans.
And you know
no
what?
cheeseburgers here so far.
Martin has a seat with foul number 3.
So that's what I'm saying. It worked out well in the end.
Yeah. But he had a wide open look.
Wide open look.
Adams. Vasilovic. Back to Adams from Kmart. Swish.
Nothing but net. That's his 3rd triple of the game. 3 of 5 from the 3. He's in double figures with 11.
Deng. 9-second difference between the shot and game clock. So the Kings will have another opportunity, possibly. Vasilovic wraps his arm around Majuk Deng. Gives away the foul.
Nice driving kick from the Kmart logo. Nothing but nylon.
It's a nice stroke. You see the rotation on that ball. Really nice. And Cairns Taipans did a good job of identifying the mismatch. Looks like we've got a warning on Chase Buford.
Just the other end.
A 2-lippy.
And that's what Cairns have been missing with Machado out. The ability to see a mismatch and go to it.
Well, they had Vasilovic. Vasilovic was trying to do the right thing, trying to half front it. And the arms got tangled up and eventually found a foul on Vasilovic. So, but his intent was the right, because just playing behind when you got that size advantage is not going to get it done.
Should be the last play of the first half. It has been entertaining. And the Kings currently with a 1-point edge. Adams, 11 points in the first half. 3 threes as Homicide touched on. What's a breakdown? Pinder does exactly that. Leaves it off the rim, draws a couple of defenders, which allowed Xavier Cooks to be able to put an exclamation mark on the first half with 2 hands.
That's exactly what you do. Put it up. If you miss, Cooks is in a position to get that old boy.
Big first half for Xavier Cooks as well. 13 points, 6 boards.
3 blocks. In 15 minutes of action.
Now, the Sydney Kings have done a good job on the boards, and there was another example of it. But I'm saying the scores are a little high for the Cairns Taipans' liking, but they've been able to hang in there with them. They're only shooting at 40%. Got the 6 turnovers, but Anthony Mundine enjoying the action here at the Kudos Bank Arena.
Well, there was a rumour of him possibly trying out for the Kings in the early 2000s when he was
there was
looking at things to
might have a bit more to
master
do with marketing than it did with anything real. But he's a baller. He can play, but I'm not sure he was quite ready for this level, but he can play.
I would have paid good money to see a Anthony Mundine, Andrew Gaze match up. Let's go to Oscar Foreman, courtside.
Steve, great half for you personally. 8.7 rebounds, 4 assists. What was your mentality coming into this game?
Just come in and be aggressive, really. Coach said that we're going to have an interior focus, so they told me that they were going to me early, so hopefully I can keep it up in the second half.
Coming into the second half, what are you guys going to talk about with the group? And then coming out to win the game, what are you looking for?
I think mostly mental mistakes. You know, we're playing solid defense, and then we'll turn it over on some, crazy pass or something. I think that's a big thing for us.
Look forward to see more. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Steven Zimmerman, big first half, big first quarter. He's been great for the Taipans. That man's been great for the Sydney Kings. 1, 2, and... I'm not going to see the third one, but he's hit 3 threes, I'm telling you. Believe me. VJ Vasilovic as well. Half-time, plenty more on the other side of this.
Stuart James, proud Wiradjuri man from Narendra, born and bred in Narendra. I'm very proud to have this opportunity to work with Sydney Kings to be the designer of their Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Indigenous round jersey. I've had many opportunities in the past with my Aboriginal art and it's empowered my identity. I was lucky to grow up in my family who were artists as well and very proud of their culture. And to be able to showcase my art and connect with the Sydney Kings through my art, it gives me another level of empowerment. And I think Aboriginal art for me has been my tool to be able to not only link with people through the art, but to educate them on what that means. And I think that's what I was hoping to do with this art, was to not only link with the values of the club so that the players can gain something from it, but also their fans, their communities that they're representing. Being a proud Wiradjuri man, I have created my art to link with my area and where I'm from and the stories that I represent. I also wanted to reflect the people of the Eora Nation and ensure that I honour their lands and respect their values as well. I think it's a unique opportunity for us to showcase the Eora Nation on the front of the jersey for a lot of reasons. I think first and foremost, the name itself holds significance to that area, and it's a collective of the Sydney Basin people and everybody, I think, within that area has a strong connection. And for our, non-Aboriginal players and staff within the club to be able to share in that as well and represent the Eora people is a powerful thing within itself. And that's something that I hope for when the boys pull that jersey on, is that they feel a sense of pride and have an understanding of how powerful it is for those people within the community to actually see that written across the jersey.
That man is Stuart James, and everything he wanted to accomplish, as we heard some of it there, he has. The jersey looks outstanding, and all the jerseys right around the country as part of Indigenous Round this week and next. NBL.com.au to learn more about the designers like Stuart and also the jerseys and the stories behind it. It is a wonderful addition, and one that should have been and will continue to be around, hopefully, for as long as we play. And I did hear Dave Barlow speak last night and said we should be doing more of this each and every week, and I could not agree anymore.
No, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic initiative. We've seen it not just in basketball, we've seen it virtually in all sports these days, and it's a great way to continue to spread the word and the message about the challenge of the Indigenous communities and how, as a nation, we need to do a whole lot better. And well done to the NBL on what they're doing. But, hey, there's been some good highlights in this first half, and the Cairns Taipans, this man here, Zimmerman, he got the ball rolling for the Cairns Taipans, and he just done it in a variety of ways. In fact, I think they perhaps could play through him a little bit more than what we've seen. But they've been able to keep that scoreboard ticking over. 44 points is a solid number. Let's not forget they've only averaged 67 in their last 4 games. So to have 44 at the half is a pretty good effort. The problem they have to solve is 47 for the Sydney Kings is too many, Corey. And Xavier Cooks has been outstanding with his 13 points.
Yeah, he has, and 6 rebounds to go along with it, as well as 3 blocks. I think they're so deep offensively, you got to do your work early. If you see Jarrell Martin put 2 Cairns players in the buckets, but I agree with what you're saying. I think they should play through Zimmerman. He's doing a really good job. He's come to play today. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. But also outside of that, this is the first time we're seeing, as you can see the game score leaders, Adams obviously 11, 2 assists, Cooks, you see the numbers right there, right? Machado and Deng. We have never seen the Cairns Taipans fully rostered team, at least this close to be fully rostered and ready to go on the court, and they look good.
They do, and if they can tidy up their rebound work as well, 18 to 25 in that department, and I think that it's small things right now, and I think, as we said from the start, how do they control the tempo? I think they've ticked that box by and large on the offensive end.
Right.
They're up against relentless pressure. They're going to play the most defence in their first 8 seconds because Sydney Kings, they're
pushing
it and pushing it, and everyone's got a licence to put it to the deck and try and get to the rim. So if they can just try and keep them into a half-court game, it'll help their cause. All
right, you two can play like a pro, all thanks to Bunnings Warehouse. We here, you guys have been pros, so everyone else, including me, we got the chance to win your very own court at home. Enter now at win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings. Check this out.
I only worked on shooting, which is why that's really all I can do.
I had a basketball hoop and a little trampoline. I used to play back there for hours with my brother and get beat up a lot, but it was a lot of fun in the meantime.
My dad built one, so I had a little bit of like a half court going on, and that made my life the best, so I could never complain as a kid.
That was kind of like our sanctuary, our getaway from everything.
Australian royalty, Luke Longley in the house. No surprise, Sydney Kings 3 points in front. Adam Ford, coach of the Cairns Taipans, back in Sydney and chatting to Oscar Foreman moments ago.
40, solid first half for you boys. Must be nice having Scott back. What are we looking for in the second half?
We just need to, we're over-helping unnecessarily. Even the very end possession. You know, Keanu had it with Adams, and then Juk comes in for a very low percentage attempt at the block, and we give up the O-board. So, hey, tighten up a little bit on the defensive end, have a little bit of confidence to shoot it on the offensive end, just keep that momentum rolling.
Good luck in this half.
Thank you.
They've played well. They trail by 3, but they're in this game. These superstars. Sporting royalty, part of Indigenous round. It'll continue next week as well. We're into our second game of the NBL triple header. South East Melbourne Phoenix hosting the Illawarra Hawks later on today.
And I reckon there's a few others that every time that the Cairns Taipans are playing, all the 5 teams that are contending for that top 4 will have their pom-poms on, barracking like anything for the Cairns Taipans, and you'd expect that the Illawarra Hawks would be one that hoping that the Cairns Taipans could cause an upset on the road. Bit of sweat, and they had a half-time show that included a Aboriginal dance, and looks like there's been a bit on the floor, so they're just tidying that up to make sure it's all safe.
Andrew Gaze, I got a question for you.
Speak on it, please.
To get 6 in a row, what's necessary in this second half for the Kings?
Well, if you're the Kings, you're not happy to have given up 44 points, and the team's only committed 6 turnovers. So you could point to the defensive pressure, the way in which they got the Sydney Kings would be happy with 47 at the half. That's not a bad number for them. They're shooting at 33% from the 3-point line. A few too many turnovers at 8, but by and large, offensively, their numbers aren't bad. And where they get the separation is what they do on the defensive end. And for a team that's, as we keep continually mentioning, the lowest scoring team in the competition, to allow them to get 44, you see some of the artwork on the feet of some of their players. It's nice. Gee, the jerseys, the warm-up jerseys.
Yeah, that jersey's sick.
The warm-up jerseys might even top
and
the
the
real,
sneakers.
the game jersey. So it's
How can I get these shorts?
The shorts or the
shorts? You know, I like walking around with hoop shorts on.
Well, jump on the NBL store, and some of that hard-earned that you're taking from the NBL, give a little back and purchase yourself a pair. But I tell you, these are critical games for the Sydney Kings. We've seen over the last couple of weeks, they've got the win, but they've come with really small margins.
Yeah.
And they've been looking to get a little bit more comfort zone. And when you think of how tight the ladder is with the top 4, the way in which you determine who's going to be in the top 4 is going to be on percentages. So when you have an opportunity to not just get the win, but put some real separation, that's important. That's just as important for teams like Sydney Kings in the top 5. It's about the percentages as well. And a few years ago, it used to be the head-to-head. It's no longer that. Your overall percentages, and that puts a lot more pressure on that on how in which you're going to get the win. But I like the way the Sydney Kings lineup is coming together. Ian Clark is. You look at what he's been able to do with an NBA career and what potentially how he could play in this league. Got to be excited about. There's the man right there, and he's got a lot of experience in, well, a reasonable amount of experience in the NBA, playing with Utah, Golden State, and New Orleans. And
yeah,
if they can find a way to bring him into the rotation, then
just add that much more depth and danger for this Sydney Kings team. And we can tell off the first game is at home a couple of weeks ago against Perth.
Well, he can shoot the ball, and even in the NBL, in the NBA, I should say, he was a 34% three-point shooter in the NBA, and the NBA is what, an extra 25 centimeters further out than what we have here. So it's showing some range. Go Kings, go! I like it. And what about that Lakers jersey there? LeBron James today, at how old is he, LeBron?
37.
37. He's just come in and dropped a lazy 52. No, correction, I exaggerated.
Wow.
51.
56.
56. I undersold the great man.
I do apologise.
Yeah,
I was
you
holding
did put up 51.
No, but I put up 6.
Wow.
He knew he was in the 50s. I put up the 6. But you're right. I can understand the miscommunication.
But that's actually, it's been a big number for him. 56 points. He's 6 of 11 from threes, 19 of 31, and
wow.
So that's extraordinary
against
for
who?
him against the Golden State Warriors, and which has got some eucalyptus oil on the floor, which can be dangerous
from the
halftime entertainment. So we've got the staff out there, and there we see some of the action from the halftime entertainment. Hey, the Hoops doesn't finish today, though. After this one, then we've got another one, haven't we, coming up?
We certainly have. Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix and Illawarra. You want to talk about two teams with eyes certainly on that championship trophy.
Double points game, really.
Double points game.
It's that's going to be a really important one. But Xavier Cook's a lot been said of him about his potential NBA prospects, and 13 points and 5 of 9 of this one. The thing you see when we're going to take a look at some of his highlights is that the versatility can beat you in so many different ways. On the box, little shake and bake, off balance, and then he's a rebounding fool. In fact, second in the league behind Zimmerman on the glass, and runs the floor so well. The shot blocking, Corey. And then have a look at this. You leave him wide open. Nothing wrong with that jump shot when he's set. And he shows up the 3 fingers. They're good numbers.
He leads from the front. This is the guy that defensively, he gets his team going. Love what he brings every night. The effort, the energy.
Well, he was one of your 13 players you had as MVP for this season, wasn't he, Corey?
No, I didn't have. I only have 4. Actually, I only have 2.
Well, you've had more than that.
He is one of my favorites, one of my top 13 favorites.
Who's the 2 you currently have?
Joe Lualichil Jr., number 1.
Yep.
And it's between Mitch Creek
well, there's
and
not
Cotton.
2 then. Well, it's not 2.
And who?
Between Creek and Cotton.
So that's 3, not 2. Earlier, didn't in this game you also fancied Jalen Adams a little bit as well?
If the run continues, which I expect it to, he's going to move up in the conversation. He's going to play himself into that conversation.
Well, if they did the voting like they used to on a game-by-game basis, then Jalen Adams would have some challenges, because that first 5 or 6 games, he missed a few games. Started off a little slow. But because it's now more of an assessment of the totality of the season and the impact that you have.
Which it should be. It's most certainly the right way.
Well, because of that, he will then come into consideration. You haven't just blown it because you've had a poor start. But if you're using it on the old method, then JLA would be ahead because he's been more consistent over the entire, you know the word.
The entirety
of the season.
That's the one.
And they're in first.
And he was great again last night. Second half in particular.
Extended halftime break here. Not sure it favours anyone, really. Given that we've got a close game, but the fact that the Cairns Taipans probably not as deep, maybe it gives them just a little bit more of a spell to recover.
They're going to have to come out and play. Pretty much. They have to mirror their first half. Figure out defensively how to get stops.
Well, the nasal passages will be clear with all that eucalyptus out there. No problems there with the breathing.
Here we go. We are underway. Machado, Noi, Deng, Zimmerman, and Quall for Cairns. Adams, Vasiljevic, Swaka, Labulik, Cooks and Martin. Both teams back to their starting 5. Jarrell Martin, 3 fouls. Only played the 14 minutes in the first half. Here is Zimmerman, straight into it. Andrew Gay's called to play more through him. He's had a great night so far.
Well, I like it. And he's got that size advantage on Cooks. They don't send the double team. If he can get that close to the basket, that's a win for the Cairns Taipans. Just backs him in. No double team coming. Gee, I'm not sure where the foul was. Foul was on Cooks.
DJ.
Was it?
Same play. Half a double team again. And
what is going on with your boy Machado?
It's been a while. That's all I can tell you. It's been a while. Hadn't played in a while. There's been some wild passes in this game. 4 wild passes. It's been a while.
It was wild. Yeah. They're the ones they can't afford.
Yeah. 4 turnovers tonight for Machado, 9 for the Taipans, likewise for the Kings. Vasiljevic pulls up, little fake, got nowhere to go, and they'll reset. And it finds DJ's hand again, and he finds the bottom of the net, and he doubles the lead.
Got to make him put it to the floor.
You have to.
We heard Adam Ford on the sideline. He could snap a sense that that one was going up, and even though it's deep.
Right back at you, Majuk Deng.
Machado getting to the paint, drawing the defenders.
Cooks and 1, takes the bump. Zimmerman pleads his case, it's too late.
What about a little shimmy? Just a little shimmy when he comes to the basket. Check this out. This is the deep 3. That's the one there, just lines it up. They kick out with the quick 3 back.
Nice.
Good fella.
Count it.
Just gets into the body. Did that well. He did that well to draw that foul.
Been a part of NBA Summer League in the past, and you would think an invitation that hasn't already been offered from an NBA franchise. One wouldn't be too far away to head to Vegas in the off-season and try and get into the NBA. And on cue, he snaffles. Rebound, number 8. And he just leaves it for Martin for 3. Straight on, rattles it in. All of a sudden, it was only 90 seconds ago we were singing the praises of this Cairns Taipans team, and all of a sudden they've got an 8-point deficit.
D-Trans, got to know, you got to close out. Jarrell Martin's a big guy, but he doesn't mind letting it fly from the 3-point line. He's now 1 of 4. He already had 3-point field goal attempts before that one.
Quatnoy off. Zimmerman just outworks them again. His big night continues. He's in the double figures, throw in 8 boards, 4 assists. And the big man's come to play. He's giving Cairns a real shot.
He sure is. When you know your number's being called and you know you're going to get the ball early, you have a different focus. But that man right there, explain something to you about this young man. Listen, Jalen Adams is on pace to become the first player to average 20 and 6 assists since Ricky Grace.
Sure.
That is elite company.
Excuse me, whenever you say Ricky, if you
amazing, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The amazing Ricky Grace.
Ricky, the amazing Grace, but you got there in the end.
Got you.
Got you. He's having a hell of a season. The lead is 9. Here's Chase Buford.
Moving screen. Keep fucking coming. Keep fucking coming. Knowing they're going to run that last second pin down to the top of the key. You guys chase that into our plugs. They're back there ready. Every time we go down on offense, every time it's a play in transition, if you're not ahead of the play, you're in trail. And we're either running rugby or Omaha, and you're going right at that slow motherfucker's head every time.
Well, what's happening there is they've seen a weapon they can play with. We've seen this right from the start. When Xavier Cooks trails into it, Zimmerman is way back off, and it's either Xavier Cooks getting to the rim or he's kicking it out, and for those shots. So they've got to deal with that problem. That comes down to your matchups perhaps, or your defensive transition, just being able to pick them up a little easier.
This is what happens.
And I think we need to just express a mild apology for some of the language you heard at that timeout.
Your interpretation of Chase Buford's timeouts today has been clinical, not just the actual basketball side of it, but your ability to be able to decipher it. Just perfectly done. Thank you.
Cover it up and translate.
Leads at 9. Out of the timeout, Machado gets all the way to the bucket and lays it in. Exactly what Adam Ford desperately would have wanted. He's got 11. He's in the double figures, but this is...
There it is again. I don't like that matchup with Zimmerman on Cooks. Not sure why. I know Jarrell Martin's playing spreading the floor, but I think I prefer Zimmerman on Martin.
Vasiljevic pulls up.
Oh, man.
Going to the left. Able to get it to go. He's got 9.
It's tough. Off the dribble. Well contested, but offensively, he is tough.
Machado off the Zimmerman screen. Shot clock's down the 7 now. They're going to have to get going. Just absolutely lets it go was Quall as the shot clock was getting dangerously low. It was a long shot, long rebound off hands. It was a Cairns hand, and all of a sudden the Kings have an opportunity to extend this lead into double figures.
I mean, when Machado is not the one creating off the dribble, feeding his teammates, they start to struggle.
Martin, a little sloppy on the handle, falls to the hand of Cooks, who nearly thread the needle back to Martin in a really nice way. Was tipped away by a Taipan defender as we have a look. Wasn't sure it was. Well, the referee believes it. And now the Kings will restart. Shot clock down the 7. Vasilovic pulls up, this time the other side of the court. Different result,
goodness!
But they cannot get a body on Xavier Cooks, who for the 3rd time this afternoon puts a lid on an errant Sydney Kings shot.
His energy is like Sean Marion, the Matrix. You have to box him out. He doesn't stop moving, man.
No, he doesn't, and he's shown it right across the season. It's just a mental breakdown and not getting a body on him.
Ding, they need it. Can't find it. The lead all of a sudden is in double figures. It's 11. Adams, Vasilovic.
You have got to find a body to put on Xavier Cooks. Whenever you don't, things like this occur.
And that was hard. Zimmerman was guarding 2 there. He put a body on Martin, but it was Cooks just has the happy knack to be in the right place at the right time.
Machado, 16-footer, gets it to go.
Well, if that's the way they can play, they should go to that uncontested free throw. Not able to fight over the top of that screen, walks into an open free throw with Jarrell Martin just in that deep drops.
Great pass, pocket pass, Vasilovic able to find Xavier Cooks, whose big afternoon continues. He's got 19.
And that's why it's important for Vasilovic to be in a groove as well, because it takes the pressure off Adams having to create good 3-man action between those 3 and Cooks.
Zimmerman on Martin. Gets to exactly where he wanted to, but the lefty jump hook was no good. Runs out his own work and finds Machado for 3.
Great effort by Big Zim. 10 points, 9 rebounds, approaching a double-double and 5 assists. He's got Machado up to 16 in 22 minutes. 2 of 4 from the land of plenty. Go along with 4 assists. And 4 turnovers that I do not want hot.
There's a great find. There's Zimmerman with the kick out. And Machado, who has struggled from the 3-point line this season, drops in a deep one.
Shuffle cut, all right? Cut. When you bring the ball back, you can get into rub seal. Okay, so you be my point guard. Bull, you're the one that's looking to get open. We good? All right. Hey, defensively, right, it's just locking down on who they are, right? Know who the shooters are. Zone up on the non-shooters, get those rebounds, and no matter what happens when the shot goes up, someone's got to check Cooks, all right? Hey, the other thing too is he's on 3 fouls, so he's a dude we can go aggressively as well. So I want him to come up into your on-ball. It might be you, right? So bring him up into the on-ball. I'm gonna make him come to me. Oh, Martin's on 3.
That's fine, we can keep going in, backside. Keep going backside.
Hey, Martin.
Taipans on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Martin.
Head coach Adam Ford.
Well, Cooks only, he got it confused there because Cooks only has the 1 foul. It's Jarrell Martin that's got the 3. And
got to get one of those big guys out of there. He's saying to his team, we've got to attack him. So he should.
I like the timeout there by Chase. They had a chance really to start to extend it, and they give up a big 3. Quick timeout just to refocus and remind his team when we get a chance to get an advantage, you've got to make the most of it, because if you let these guys hang around, they're good enough to cause some problems.
There you go. Adam Ford said it was a bad pick. Referee agreed. And Maker picks up the offensive foul.
Just on the dribble hand. See, he hands it off, and then it's the move.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that. And that's where, at practice, your coaches, you try and make, when you dribble hand up, try and make some contact. But when you take it to the next level and you start moving, they're going to call that every single time.
Machado can't get back-to-back triples there.
Big fella showing his ball handling ability, bringing it up court.
Clark. The lead remains at 8. Great pass, Dan. Kenny was able to get Maker in the air and earns himself a couple of freebies.
That was nice. Real good experience by Kenny. Gives him the head fake and they all bite on it and draws the foul.
Good cut by Kenny. Bruce lost sight of.
It's with the foot is the foul. I think the leg was where the foul was at.
Jared Kenny nails the first. Second one's off. Pinder knocks it out. It'll be with the Kings. They have a 7-point lead. 3.5 to go. Triple header NBL Sunday. It was the Perth Wildcats on the road in the win earlier. We'll see Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, Nillawarra later today. Clark.
Great take, no one able to stop the ball.
He's got 6. Machado, 16 on the night. A little bit out of control.
Good defense.
Sean Bruce likes to shuffle the feet and get in front of the out-of-control player. Did it then with Majuk Deng and takes it right in the numbers.
Great weak side help. Putting your body in front of the defender and you get that charge.
You're a big fan of Sean Bruce, aren't you, Corey?
I am. Any player that gets it done the hard way, works his behind off to get there and capitalize on opportunity, I'm a fan of.
A big part of this Sydney Kings deep roster that they've assembled.
Well, something has to give when you bring in a player like Clark, and it's like Sean Bruce could be the one that has to sacrifice some of his minutes for that to happen. But he's a calming influence. Not shooting the ball well this season, but he's made some big baskets at big times, and now he's going to have to adapt as Clark, you'd expect, is going to play some minutes, and just great on the boards.
11 offensive rebounds on the night for the Kings. Adam Ford stressed the importance of getting a body on Xavier Cooks in that last time out, but it's not just Xavier Cooks.
No.
He can't relax, as you see Maker there. Earns himself a couple by hitting the offensive glass. He's had 6 boards, as you can see his numbers. He's provided a fair bit of a spark off the bench as well tonight.
Doing a good job getting better game by game. That's what you want to see.
And it's been inconsistent for him. The opportunities have come and gone, and tonight he's making the most of it.
Kenny top of the key, guarded by Clark. Pinder, one-on-one with Maker. Faces him, nice little pass. Oh, great pass. Majuk Deng snuck baseline. And the big man found him.
He absolutely undersold that. That was an outstanding pass.
Yeah, well, I said he was the most fun player in the league before. He smacked me, so I'm just trying to find the right balance.
That's fair enough. Well, if
it was outstanding. Let's have a look at it.
If he keeps doing this, he will become even higher in the rankings for most fun player, because that is terrific vision.
Sure it is. Great cut. Snuck it. Baseline by Deng. Cam Luke is a comedian, man. This guy.
Can't believe you go gun shy. Stick to your guns,
Yeah,
mate.
you're right. Can't lose confidence after one bad comment. Here is Adams. Cooks. Kenny bumped him. He's going to go to foul line for 2.
Cook's taking advantage of that mismatch. No help came. Give an opportunity for 2. He's up to 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 offensive. As I mentioned earlier, 3 blocks and 3 assists. A stat-stuffing afternoon.
This is an area where there isn't room for improvement. Only 61% on the season from the free throw line. So he's, for all the great things that he's doing, he just be a little bit more consistent. That looked nice.
100% there. Leads 11.
Hold that, Gaze. That's what he said. I hear you, Gaze.
Clark, great defensive effort. Not allowing Kenny the ball, and ends in the hand of Scott Machado, guarded by Adams. Shot clock into single figures. Zimmerman, who's had a really nice afternoon, finds Machado wide open for 3. That's off the iron. Maker and Cook's been cleaning glass. That time they battle it out. What a pass. Couldn't quite finish it, was Clark, and now Machado will half push. Kings do a good job to get back, and the Taipans reset in the half court.
A little too much that time by Bruce. Good hands, good active hands. And then just a little overreach and gets called for the reaching foul. Real critical state. You've got this minute here you've got to navigate for the Cairns Taipans. And I just feel like this game's on the edge, that it just, they're just hanging on, the Cairns Taipans.
They are.
They need to find a way to find a couple of easy, cheap baskets, because nothing has been easy this quarter.
This might be the way. Work your way to the free throw line.
Bales gets the hand check. He's got a couple of fouls on the night.
While he goes to the free throw line, let's take a timeout to give a shout out to the Jack Jumpers with their 8th win. Shout out to Scott Roth down there getting it done. What did I tell you, Cam? I said 14 is the number.
Varied things.
I said, I know, but yeah, that's true. But I said 14 is the number.
You did. You predicted in the season, the preseason on NBL overtime,
my team,
they would win 14 games.
Now, can I get some of those indigenous shorts?
Well, yes.
That's what I need.
I hear you, my man. But I think they've still got some heavy lifting to get to 14 wins. I wouldn't, but that would be an outstanding effort if they were able to do that.
And Mikhail McIntosh, 3 games in double figures.
Absolutely. And they found the role for him.
Yeah.
Let him catch it on the elbow and play bully ball and drive to the basket. And they've taken some time to figure that out, of how they get the best out of him. But since then, he has become a legit threat for them as well. So, little zone defense now by the Cairns Taipans.
Bales, 3. And Cooks again. Even when you got 2 Taipans players looking like they'll get the rebound, Cooks is able to creatively, just with those long arms, sneak around the back, tie it up, and possession arrow.
Energy
is with the Kings.
Relentless, like Mika Vacona.
They're going to new levels when it comes to those hustle plays and scrap plays. But you're right, there is that similarity.
You got to find them early.
Cook's a little bit more of a threat scoring-wise than the great Mika. And
this young man has a big future ahead of him.
My word, he does. Good step-back confidence in his own shot there by Bales.
Zimmerman, long rebound after Kenny missed. 2 for 1 for the Taipans, as Cook just skies above the rim snaffles the rebound, draws a little bit of contact.
Well, this is the first time he scored 20 points at Kudos Bank Arena. His career best is 25 at Adelaide.
You know why, right?
And it's the first time Cooks has scored 20 points in consecutive games in the NBL, so he is in some rare form at the moment.
NBA scouts is in the building. NBA scouts in the country.
Hey, you know,
let me put my best on.
Well, that's right, but sometimes when you try to put your best on, you think too much about it. It doesn't always end in the right way, but
you're absolutely right.
For him, he's welcomed that and really showcased himself in the right way.
He'd be a joy to have on your roster. Just if not, practice. No plays off, no days off. Whoever he has to defend in practice, he's going to push them.
Yeah. They don't practice a whole lot in the NBA.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm talking about someone that...
I'm just saying, Gabe.
Now, let me tell you, there's a lot worse players running around the NBA,
That's
NBA
a fact.
right now than Xavier Cooks.
4-second differential between the shot and game clock. So Taipans try to ease into this 12-point lead. Pinder, no good. Cook says, I'll take it. Sean Bruce has a glance at the clock. He's got plenty of time. And it's Cooks. Floater. Couldn't finish it. Had the opportunity. Got a pretty good look. He started at one end. He didn't quite finish at the other. But a big quarter by the Kings. Sees them 12 points in front. 10 minutes ago at Kudos Bank Arena. Let's see what happens next. Three quarters down to Kudos Bank Arena. It's the Kings by 12, and the continual great scenes we see, part of the Indigenous round celebrations on court. Outstanding. And I'll tell you what, we're talking royalty. Claude Williams. It is.
Wow.
Indigenous, first Indigenous head coach of the Sydney Kings.
And now you're talking about an absolute superstar.
And another one.
Williams.
And Gary Williams, of course, who
played.
Great player.
I played against him.
And what he does off the court is amazing as well.
Claude Williams played cricket, he played tennis, he played rugby league, all at a very high level. He was a star, and as you mentioned, the inaugural coach of the Sydney Kings.
Stephen Zimmerman's having a very nice night. 12 points, 9 boards, 5 assists. And every time they've needed a bucket to gain and try and get some momentum back, he has provided. And we're set for a big last quarter. Bales kept the dribble alive, couldn't quite get it. Pinder comes over the top and slaps it away, and now there's an opportunity for the Taipans. Machado. Zimmerman got it. Great pass, great finish. Leads 8. Oscar Foreman courtside. Oscar, what you got?
Guys, after that third quarter timeout from the Kings, interested to see the pace the Kings are going to be playing at. Buford kept iterating about pace, pace, pace. Rebound and run, the name of the game. Let's push it, let's run them. They look tired. Let's see what happens here.
Well, their pace has hurt them a little bit. That looked like it should have been Cairns' ball and came off Glover's foot. But you've got to be careful when you're playing at pace. If you have a look here.
It was Sydney's ball. They got it right.
One thing about playing at pace is that when you try and force it too much, you've got to find that balance, because you can have turnovers like we've just seen the last couple of possessions. It's been a real sloppy way to come out of the three-quarter time break for the Sydney Kings.
10 turnovers on the afternoon for the Kings. Lead back to 8. Here's Zimmerman. First 4 points of the fourth quarter. They're going through him again. Triple team. Finds Nartai. Great cross-court pass. Couldn't finish it. Nelson just belted it. It was a wall of about 4 or 5 players, and they've been able to pluck out a foul.
Good.
Swat the bullet.
On the old boards by Penda. Causing that foul. And here comes Martin in the game.
Zimmerman continues to cause trouble for the Kings. Jarrell Martin comes in. 3 fouls. The big man, Xavier Cooks, takes a rest.
He should. 22 points, 10 rebounds. 26 minutes of action.
Machado. Guarded by Swaikala Bullock. Long way from the bucket. Going to use a Zimmerman screen. Now he does. Left-hand dribble. Gets deep into the key. Takes a little bump. And he'll go the foul line for 2.
This is right here for the Cairns Taipans. It almost felt like it was teetering on the edge of another irretrievable situation with the margin for the Cairns Taipans, but they fought their way back into it. A few sloppy possessions by the Sydney Kings resulting in turnovers, and down the other end, Zimmerman's come out and knocked down a couple, and a good attacker on the rim, and Machado goes to the line with the opportunity to cut it to 6.
Hungry Jack's cheeseburger in play right now from 15 foot in the hands of Scott Machado.
Cairns have done a really good job from the free throw line in this one so far. 14 of 18.
Second one is good.
Make that 15 of 19.
Pressure up the floor again. Kings break it fairly comfortably. Bales met by Machado. 8 minutes on the clock. First 5 points of this quarter from the Taipans. Martin just checked back in. Adam Ford urging his Taipans to get that ball. Couldn't get it. Vasiljevic makes them pay, adding to the frustration for Adam Ford.
Beautiful extra step, and as you can hear, Ford, get that ball. Sydney doing a good job on the old boards. 13 offensive rebounds in this contest.
Leads at 9. Here's Machado. Zimmerman. Guarded by Martin. Triple team again. Draws the jerseys of the Kings. That was a little short on the fadeaways. The shot clock expired. Angus Glover was going to try and thread the cross-court needle pass. Couldn't get there. Hand of a Taipan from Pinder, and it will stay with the Kings.
Good one-on-one defense on that post. Nice. That extra step goes by Zimmerman for an easy 2 off the glass.
Adams back in. 15 foot, 1 foot floater.
That just looked so effortless.
That's a great way to describe it. Got the 16 points, and that one made a pretty tough shot. A 1 foot floater from that annoying range out just made it look so easy.
Zimmerman, 16-footer. The lead's back to 11.
You hear coach wanting to push the pace.
Adams again. This time from beyond the arc, finds straight for Jalen Adams, and Adam Ford says, listen, Homicide, we need to talk.
Listen, what I tell y'all, when y'all gonna start listening to me, man?
I think
19 points, 5 of 7 from the 3.
14-point lead for the Kings. We'll start to listen to you, Corey. What do you got to say?
We need to wait till the main we get back. Because I think that
you want the full audience.
The nation needs to hear what's going on.
I'm gonna wait
because I'm really keen to hear it because we've heard Homicide jump around a little bit and perhaps not as loyal to his MVPs as he needs to be. So I really want as many people as we possibly can.
I'll be honest, I think there's a new MVP candidate coming, Casey, in about a minute.
And right now, we thought that bubble was going to burst, and after a good start to this third period, just haven't been able to get the stops. The scoring dries up. Only shooting it now at 38%, and only 25% from the three-point line. So need to find a way to keep that scoreboard ticking over right now for the Cairns Taipans.
14-point lead for the Kings before Homicide lets loose on Jalen Adams. Think that you can shoot a full-court shot at an NBL game? We can prove it. Head to the NBL website win page to enter for your chance to shoot for 100 grand in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. And don't worry, if you miss your first shot, you get a second go from half court for 50K. Enter now, all thanks to Latrobe Financial. Corey?
I'll wait till he scores again because you know he is.
Okay, great pass, Machado. Great hands, though, by the Kings. Slapped it away from Binder. It'll stay with the Taipans at the baseline.
Jalen Adams is 5 of 7 from the three-point line. There you see that good hands in there to stop what was going to be a relatively easy 2.
Needs it. Noy can't provide it.
Zimmerman with another offensive rebound. He's up 10 total.
Machado pulls up off the screen. Swakala Bullock might have got him from behind. He did. And now Machado will go to the foul line for 3.
Jalen Adams is 5 of 7. I couldn't wait.
Well, I just said that, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again in the whole montage.
Oh, nice.
5 of 7 from the 3.
Yes.
He has been under control this whole game. He hasn't rushed anything. Xavier Cooks has had a lot of it handled. Dejan Vasiljevic has done well. But when he needed to hit big plays, like we saw that effortless floater from that elbow, from the elbow.
Yeah, that's right.
He came up big whenever they need a big play to keep this lead, slightly grow it bigger.
That's right.
Whenever I say in a post on social media, hashtag homicide approves.
Yes.
Don't question the play. I slap that tag because I've watched them enough to know they are official.
The Oracle. Let's call you the Oracle.
I see the Hooley's name, the Oracle.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you don't have a T-shirt with that hashtag on it.
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
And then I'll list the names of players that I've given that.
It's going to be a long list.
Not that long. Not that long.
No good on the 3. Machado pulls up, walks straight into it and hits it. The lead's back to 9, and now Chase Buford says, hey, hang on a second.
Hang on, this is not how it's supposed to be because they're hanging around. And in this league, teams hang around, accidents can happen. And Machado playing one of his better games we've seen from him in recent time. 24 points to him. He's logged some significant minutes, up to 30 points, and I dare say Chase Buford's not all that happy with those last couple of possessions.
Let's do this. Hey, Jalen, bring it up this side. DJ, you're right here. Rel, X, Ian. Rugby, look to go attack. If you don't like it, DJ, you're coming down and getting back out this corner. J.A., you're just gonna fly back to right here, okay? So Rugby, take it to X. X, if you have it, great. If not, take it back to Ian. Ian, you can take it all the way to J.A. right here, okay? Let's go, fellas. Stop. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Just go beat him.
Just trying to set up one play. He understands when you get down to this stage of the game, the time of the game, a play here or a play there can make the difference. And certainly to make sure you keep that scoreboard ticking over and keep that distance and not allow the Cairns Taipans that enthusiasm that can come about when you get that down to 5 or 7, puts a lot more pressure on your offense. Let's see what they do with this play.
Lead at 9, last 5 points. The Taipans all from the hand of Scott Machado. Adams lobs it up. Binder went up defensively and fell hard. He shook. Tried to find it for Martin. Let's have a look.
It's going to be a tough pass. And it just, it was the land that got pinned up. And the idea was right. Floated maybe just a little bit, maybe needed a little bit more pace on that pass, but still found the destination it needed to get to. And Jarrell Martin is going to go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. Jarrell Martin prepared to just play with the rhythm of the game. He's got 12 points, 8 boards. And I like what he brings to the table. He's one that doesn't seem to get all that grumpy if he's not seeing the ball, and understands to play within the concepts of what Chase Buford's trying to put in place, that he might go through stretches of the game where he may not get a lot of touches.
Makes life a lot easier as a coach, Drew, and you can find these type of guys, in particular as talented imports. Taipans, no good. Kenny misses it. Zimmerman just continues to work and work and work. 11 boards, 16 points. Offensive boards, he's been cleaning it all night. That's 6 for the big man from the Taipans.
Just his best game of the season against a red-hot and in form Sydney Kings team.
Martin, long rebound, gets it, and Zimmerman just says, yeah, I'm just going to have to slap you as hard as I can here, make sure we can't give away 3. And he's going to get a foul line for 2.
For a big guy, Jarrell Martin, he can dance with it. He can get them dancing on there and create some space for him. He's one of those guys that you look at his body type and you think that he's going to be more comfortable down there in the box. In fact, he is better when he's facing the basket. Gets a little run up, he can put it to the deck, a little shake and bake, and when he's got those bigger guys on him, he's able to use those skills to drive by them.
Lead at 10. Both freebies find the bottom of the net. Leads 11. He's got 16. It's been a quiet 16, to be fair, Corey, exactly for all the reasons, Gaze, you just outlined. But again, another nice afternoon for Jarrell Martin. And 1.
Got Machado setting the table.
Pinder's happy with his work there as well. Big smile on his face.
Well, that's Machado's 7th assist. Now, he's been a little wild with some of his passes. He's got the 4 turnovers. But that was right on point.
Just a quality play executed. Got him on the body.
Was it the body, was it?
Abdomen area.
Yeah. He makes the most of it, makes him pay.
8 the difference. They're hanging around the Taipans. Pressure up the floor. Kings again able to get down fairly easily. Adams, what a fake. Fake Zimmerman out of his shoes with a fake. In the end, Binder said no. And hit him.
Fake both players.
Whew. No foul, it's a basket.
Basket counts.
Because Binder's hand was on the net, I assume. Ooh. Leads at 10. What do you think, Andrew?
No, it was an interesting one. They come away with it. I need to see the replay, but it looked like there was all that much to do going on at the rim.
So both these point guards have put on today. Scott Machado, 26 points, 50% from the field, 7 assists, 4 rebounds.
Clark's got 8. And it's just maintaining a double-digit buffer right now for the Kings. Zimmerman left alone, top of the key, hands it off. Machado curls around, can't get it to go. Needed that. Did the Cairns Taipans. And now Jalen Adams near the half-court line. And the shot clock now down to 9. Says, come get me Xavier Cooks. Kicks it outside. Martin couldn't quite. Cooks again. And that'll frustrate Adam Ford. They have cleaned offensive glass all night, the Sydney Kings, 16 of them. In fact, and Xavier Cooks has now got 6 offensive rebounds.
He's in the right place at the right time. And there's a lot of players in this level and the elite level that have the uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time. There are also those that have the uncanny ability to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and only comes from effort with those types of plays with Xavier Cooks.
Kenny, 3, no. And there on cue is Cooks, who leads a little transition. He just leaves it off for Ian Clark. He's into double figures. And that's what Xavier Cooks loves to do, snaffle it and run, and it leads to good things for the Sydney Kings.
And that's their 5th player now in double figures.
Great pass, Kenny. Pinned up, layup.
Sydney Kings with 15 assists in the game. Cairns, 17 assists in the game. 3 players in double figures.
Need a stop, the Taipans. Adams, a little nonchalant there, but it ends up in the hands of Xavier Cooks.
Just bobbled around and almost, again, in the right place at the right time. Just couldn't quite finish it off. Here it is, just whoop, pops up. And he wasn't able to knock it down in violation, I think it was it?
Just hanging on the rim, trying to touching the ball while hand on the rim.
Lead at 10, bucket needed. Machado met by Clark. Big night for Machado, couldn't finish it. Big night for Zimmerman, likewise couldn't finish. Had their chances. Clark aggressively, right at Kenny, takes the bump, kisses it off the window. Welcome to the NBL, Ian Clark. He's had a nice night. He's up to 12. The depth of this Sydney team on full show.
It's a great take and finish, and you can understand why Coach Buford is saying keep pushing it, tempo, tempo, tempo. He understands point differentiation between them and Illawarra right now.
Yeah.
4th spot.
Percentages will come into play, and that's right now at this stage of the game where you feel like you got the game won. You can take the foot off the pedal and just cruise in. But you can't afford to do that in this league.
No, you cannot. You could open this thing up. You got to do it. It'll help you down the road.
Kenny kicks it out. Able to knock it down. Squall.
Great contest. Even better shot.
He's got 10, and again they break this press fairly
Going
comfortably. Set it up. Jarrell Martin finishes it. And this Sydney team, they're good. They're winning games, but they are fun to watch as well, Homicide.
They really are, and that was the team that you picked
to win the championship
from the beginning. To win the championship.
Well, so did I, and I got nervous a few weeks ago, but now all of a sudden I'm starting to get a little bit more buoyant about their chances. Now, they've still got some work.
Of course.
Because they are actually on the outside looking in just because of on the percentages. There we see the nice delivery and service, but they're at a 120. They're only at 100.29 as their points percentage. And the Illawarra Hawks, who we all suspect the one that's most likely to be battling it out with, are at 103.26. Remember that flogging that the Sydney Kings took at the start of the season when they lost by 40 plus. Yeah, it felt like 700 when they lost to
Melbourne.
So they've recovered from that really nicely.
Cooks. No double team. Couldn't get it to go. Vodanovic into the game as well for his first minutes. That was on Nielsen. Xavier Cooks, big night or afternoon it has been for the X-Man.
22-12, 4 assists, 3 blocks. 8 of 14 from the field. That man, Jalen Adams, will have a seat. 21 and 4. 5 of 7 from the 3. Not a bad Sunday afternoon.
Couldn't nail the second. Sean Bruce. Into the bonus. 2 shots coming up for the Taipans.
Xavier Cook checks out after another very nice night at the office for him.
It's on for your evening, Andrew. You're just going to head home and watch the Illawarra Southeast Melbourne Phoenix game. It's
a huge game, that one.
Huge.
Big game.
Big implications.
Who you got?
I'm actually going to lean more towards the Illawarra Hawks on this one. Just there's a lot at stake. Feels like there's a little bit more at stake for them. They're playing some good basketball. I think they won 4 out of the last 5. Something like that. So they've got a lot of pressure on them, and usually a Brian Goorjian coach team in this type of pressure-packed environment, he'll have them geared up, and if they can just tidy up some of their work on the defensive end, they'll get back to that status where a lot of people had them winning the title this season, and that's too easy for Ian Clark. And when you think of the Cairns Taipans, this is, with what lies ahead for them as well, it's going to be a tough remaining games for the season for them.
Yeah, actually, if I'm correct, they play Sydney at home next.
Clark no good, long rebound. Chased down. Interestingly, Glover. Shot clock violation. And I don't think they're actually trying to... I think they were looking for a shot.
They were.
Rather than play it out. But in the end, a shot clock violation. Turnover number 11 for the night for the Kings. But in the end, it makes no difference because they continue to win. 6 in a row for the Sydney Kings. Over at Cairns Taipans team who were gallant in Adam Ford's return to Kudos Bank Arena, but that man will be happy. Chase Buford in his first season in the NBL has got his Chargers humming along quite nicely.
It is, and when you think of Chase Buford in his initiation here, he's had a tough one. That first 6 to 8 games was a real tough period they had to go through. They dodged and weaved their way through it, and now they're playing some of the best basketball in the competition and come away with a solid win. And there's our footlocker player of the game, Xavier Cooks, 23 and 12. Anytime you're putting up those sort of numbers, you're going to be in the category to pick up the footlocker award. And he had a lot of help though. Even some of the support cast, DJ Vasiljevic starting to get back to his best form with 11 points, and Martin with the 18, of course Jalen Adams with the 21 and 4 assists. So a lot of help for cooks this afternoon. And Machado, when he plays like this, 26 points, 7 assists, they're always going to be in most of the ball games.
Most certainly correct, Andrew Gaze. Big win for the Kings. Plenty more on the other side of this.